fix basements.
The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Hey, bestie. Whoa, how'd you snag that awesome set of wheels? I'm in the market for a new car, too. My friends at Members Own Credit Union. You're always in the driver's seat when it comes to your finances at Members Own. Always in the driver's seat, huh? Yep. They set you up with a loan that makes sense for your budget with great rates and top-notch customer service to boot. Looks like we're going to need to make a pit stop. Let's go. I'll drive. Hit the road to financial success and explore auto loan options with your best financial friend, Members Own Credit Union. For details, go to membersowncu.org/drive. Federally insured by the NCUA.
This is former Husker and NFL linebacker Jay Foreman. For years, I've suffered from degenerative problems in both of my ankles, but thanks to a thorough and thought-out plan provided by Advanced Medical Imaging, I was able to get my life back with the least amount of pain as possible. While working through multiple options, the team of physicians at Advanced Medical Imaging were there to answer any questions I had. If you're experiencing any pain at all and want to get your life back, go to amimaging.com or give them a call at 402-484-6677. Advanced Medical Imaging, located at 7601 Pioneers Boulevard.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Landmark Implement helps you put dirt in its place with increased accuracy and greater speed thanks to the John Deere Smart Grade. This fully integrated 3D grade control system boosts job site productivity and reduces labor costs with fewer passes and less wasted material, meaning more bids won and higher margins. No masts, no cables, just clear views of the job site. Visit your local Landmark Implement today and discover the profit-boosting power of the Smart Grade and experience the Landmark difference.
Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel is the answer to all your lunch and dinner cravings. They have everything from smoked turkey sandwiches to brisket burritos to burnt-in sandwiches and pulled pork. Try a dinner plate option of barbecue nachos, a half-smoked chicken, a full slab of ribs, and so much more. Don't forget their great sides like mac and cheese, cheesy potatoes, barbecue beans, or red slaw. Mulberry Barbecue by Single Barrel, open Monday to Saturday from 11 a.m. to 8 p.m. at 11th and Cornhusker Highway.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza, the big one, all the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Vicky, you were in college, in, around, during the heyday.
Oh, yeah.
So you're saying that tells me there's something to it.
Bruh, it was next level. And I'm talking about, I was in there for when they played Washington. I've been in there for Oklahoma, Nebraska. I've been in there for Colorado, Nebraska, 1-2s, 1-3s. And look, it was good, but that was next level.
Weekdays from 2 to 4 on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right, welcome in to Fitness Fanatics. Harrison Arns on the ones and twos. Always come Sunday mornings. We got Jeff and Nicole streaming in today as they are on the road. If you guys want to join in, 402-464-5685. You can put a face to the voice, YouTube X Allo, channel 961. We got Jeff and Nicole. Guys, how's it going?
It's going great. The weather here, we're kind of on the outskirts of the hurricane. So it's been pretty gloomy. Like the sun came out yesterday for a little bit, but Thursday gloomy, Friday gloomy today as well. So we're just kind of on the outskirts of the hurricane. But we were very fortunate to get here because we flew out of Atlanta on Thursday. And like had we scheduled a flight on Friday, then we wouldn't have made it out because the whole airport was just shut down. But fortunately, we were flying north out of the hurricane and not into it. But it was raining when we took off, so we were worried we were going to be delayed, but we got out of there just in the nick of time.
Yeah, I kind of wondered about that. I know I was tracking that hurricane a little bit because I had some buddies down there, but at least you guys made it down there but safe. I wasn't sure how that whole thing was going to go down when you want to put that trip together.
Yeah. Just weather is the one thing you can't predict, So even like tonight's game, it's supposed to be cloudy, but no rain, but you just never know. So we're hoping that we don't get any rain tonight. But we were listening to the tail end of Jay's show there, and he was asking if we had Maryland blue crab, which Nicole did have Maryland blue crab. We went to.
Oh, it was good. I love crab, so I was gonna like it no matter what. I haven't had it in a while though, so that was nice. Yeah, it was really good. Jeff had a crab cake. I don't think that's blue crab in a crab cake though, but
it was good.
We went to a seafood restaurant and he ordered chicken Alfredo.
Jeff, what are you doing out there?
But
I got a crab cake.
He did have the crab cake, and the crab cakes out here are really big. So it was like how much was it?
It was $36.
Yeah, it was a $36 crab cake. So basically an entree in itself. We all shared it, but
it was literally the most expensive. Like pretty much we went to Jimmy's Seafood, which is a famous one here in Baltimore. It's like
a lot of celebrities go there.
Like every Thursday, there's a Ravens player there doing meet and greets.
Wednesday.
Wednesdays.
Isaiah Likely was there the day before.
Yeah, he was there the day before we were there. So it pretty much cost us what somebody could do the 10-week challenge for.
Yeah.
It's like 10 weeks of getting healthy is what we spent in one meal at Jimmy's Seafood. But, it's not something you do every day.
No, and it was all really good. And our waiter was really awesome, and he gave us a little swag bag since we told him we were from Nebraska. So we got some swag to come bring home. So that was fun.
But I did try, what did I try? An oyster or a clam?
You tried a mussel.
Oh, I tried a mussel. It kind of felt like chewing a mussel.
You didn't like it.
I'm not big on them either, to be fair. And I love seafood, but mussels aren't my thing.
Yeah, it was okay. I mean, I ate it because it was part of my meal, but it wouldn't have been the first thing that I chose for sure. I wouldn't have gotten a whole plate of them. But
I did do some crab dip, right?
Yeah, you had crab dip. Mm-hmm.
So I kind of like crab too. So like when we go to Red Lobster, we never really went in Lincoln, but when we lived in Iowa, we go to Red Lobster and.
No, you would get chicken Alfredo. I don't know what you're talking about.
What would I get?
Chicken Alfredo. But it was like.
No, I've gotten
Anyway.
Even
our son got fried shrimp.
Yes.
Which is a big deal.
So. Is he very similar to Jeff? A little bit of raccoon taste, but
almost worse. Almost worse because he doesn't do like sauces or like condiments. So he doesn't do marinara with like cheese sticks. He doesn't do ketchup, like nothing, no condiments. So he's almost more picky.
Yeah, that's crazy.
But he wants to
it's probably healthier, not dipping your food and everything. But yeah.
But he had the crab dip. And
even
the
like
crab cake.
For like the last 5 months, he was like, I don't want to try a crab leg until it's a Jimmy's Seafood. Mm-hmm. So he did. He had some crab, but no, it was good. It was a great meal. Just I had so much food. I had to bring it home, and I was trying to eat my lunch after the Huskers scored their first touchdown yesterday.
That was the goal. He was going to make it once the Huskers. He was going to reheat his lunch after the Huskers scored their first touchdown.
Oh, that food got nice and cold then.
I couldn't make it. I couldn't make it. I had to eat it after the first quarter was over. So
Good thing you didn't hold out, because you would have been hangry at that point.
No, yeah, but hey, the last 4 years we've been 2-3, 2-3, 1-4. I mean, so being 4-1 is a great feeling. I know you've had Johnny Rogers in the first hour.
That was cool.
You have Jay Form in the second hour, and now you have us,
the real athletes.
Yep. You go from the Heisman winner to a national champion to just a national champion. I mean, a little step down, not a Heisman winner, and a 10-year NFL vet, and then you get us. I'm surprised. So so we are seeing the game tonight, Ravens and Bills. It's a blackout in Baltimore. This is kind of weird because we've been doing all this stuff. We went down to the Inner Harbor and we went to the aquarium, saw some ships. We didn't tour the ships, but saw some ships there on the harbor. And, we got asked for money a few times. Can you help us out? But, I should have listened to Bill Bush says, always carry cash with you. Well, we just didn't have any cash on us.
That's
so
true. Ben did.
Well, yeah,
Ben did give money to somebody.
Ben did give somebody.
Pulled on our heartstrings a little bit.
Yes.
So.
But I kind of felt bad because I really honestly didn't have anything to give people.
Yeah.
I should have been more. I should have been more prepared.
Bad about it. I usually, if I got food or water, I'll give them that. But I don't know where you're going to spend the money. I don't know how you got to that position, and if I give you the money, are you going to actually? You never know where that's gonna go. If I got food and water, though, I'd feel bad if I had food and water and I just didn't give it to him.
There was a lady in a wheelchair with one leg, right? Going up to cars, and I felt so bad because I did not literally. And I wanted to say, well, we did have cash, but we just dropped $200 on lunch, so we just kind of ran out. Okay.
We left it.
No, I didn't say that, but that would sound so bad.
Sorry, I just spent $200 on a nice extravagant meal.
I know, right?
So bad.
I know. I did feel really bad.
It was fine. It was fine. Gosh. But we are staying at an Airbnb, and I think that we sent you a picture because you can see M&T Bank from our. They're kind of like brownstones. A lot of brownstones in Baltimore. And so we're basically on the roof of our Airbnb, and you can see M&T Bank, which is so cool because it's lit up. You can also see Camden Yards from our rooftop, but it's not lit up. So that was kind of sad. I wish that was lit up orange because that would look really cool to be able to see the football and baseball stadiums lit up. But that is a really cool thing to go up and see.
Yeah, we wanted to go do a tour of Camden Yards, but they're getting ready for the playoffs that starts Tuesday. And then we were thinking, gosh, if we just would have scheduled a flight home on Wednesday instead of Tuesday, we could have went to game 1 of the playoffs, just right down the street from where we're staying. But you just don't know when you book this stuff 6 months in advance. You don't really know what the schedule is going to be. But we did get to go, and we kind of peeked in, and you could see a little bit inside the field. But I think today, we should be able to get a little bit closer because the famous Utah Street that's right outside Camden Yards was closed yesterday. Well, today it'll be open. So we'll go back over there and see if we can see some more stuff. But yeah, it's just kind of we've been here since Thursday night, and it's been kind of weird with the time change because we're an hour ahead. So yesterday I'm looking at my phone, it was 10:50, and I'm like, okay, the game's starting in 10 minutes, right? And then it was just no, it doesn't start for an hour yet.
Yeah, your brain is really still struggling.
It is. Even I keep saying the noon games, we're going to watch when the noon games are over, we're going to head up to the stadium, but it's actually the 1:00 games on the East Coast.
I think about that all the time. I actually think the best time zone to watch sports would be if you did live over in California.
Oh,
You're waking up early. I
For
mean,
us, I'd love that. Yeah.
that's eggs, kegs, and football. I mean, that's the Matt
Yes.
Rule quote if you're out there in California.
Yeah,
Wow.
that would work because like the games last night, like the Bama Georgia game didn't get over till almost midnight here where we were, and I kind of dozed in and out. But I mean they were up 33-7 or whatever, so I'm like, I'm gonna go to bed. And I was just laying in bed, and then somebody texted me, and I was like, oh my gosh. So then I turned on and I kind of watched the end of it. But what a contrast in watching Georgia Bama in prime time versus Purdue Nebraska.
Purdue, Nebraska, and the refs. I mean, there was a third party in there that had a lot to say.
Yeah.
It was, and I don't think the refs were. I mean, Purdue had a lot of penalties, but most of those pass interferences were legit. I mean, I know they had like 6 or 7 in a row.
Pass interference happens on every play.
Well, that's just a lot of hand
That's
fighting
what you
going
say. Yeah.
Yeah, but it depends if the ball's getting thrown there or not. And if the ball's getting thrown there and you're caught with the pass interference, then they're going to throw it just about every single time. But if that ball's not up in the air, you could probably get away with them if they're not throwing it at you.
Yeah, but those were all legit. I mean, it'd be nice to go back and look at everybody's text messages. It was 0-0 at halftime. Just like
I was frustrated. I was watching it with my brother Houston for the first half, anyways, and it was so frustrating to watch. Like for anybody who's a fan of football, like to see that many penalties, to see the officiating crew at one point, like I think they're trying to figure out a way to give the touchdown back to Nebraska, realizing like, oh, we really messed that one up, and then they're going back and forth, correction, and then they make a second correction.
Definitely.
I mean, it was a mess, and this isn't woes Nebraska, because I always say this, it's just officiating in the Big Ten just needs to step up. Like it's Nebraska yesterday, it's going to be Purdue another day, it's going to be Maryland. Like it just goes around, and you never want to blame the refs, but there's certainly key elements that can really just hurt your momentum if they get it wrong. And when you're throwing that many flags and you're off to that rough of a start, like that's how you get Purdue fans upset, because they're just seeing the flag hit the ground all the time, and you already kind of showed them early on that you're kind of questionable on some of these calls here. So yeah,
well,
I mean, they just got to clean that up as a Big Ten in the whole.
The one of the best parts about last weekend, I don't think we talked about this last week, was kind of the aftermath of the USC Michigan game. How like on Twitter, all these USC fans were just like, how can Michigan run it 46 times and they never get called for holding? And then I'm just thinking, I wanted to comment to some of these and be like, hey guys, calm down. Talk to me when you've gone 2 consecutive years without a team holding against your team.
Yeah.
Then we can talk about the officiating. But one game, but it was just funny because they're now in the Big Ten, and like, okay, that's what we're used to. The Big Ten officials typically care about their 10 charter members, and that's it.
That doesn't even make sense. It should all be the same. I don't understand.
It's really not.
I don't know. Well, Katie and I the neighborhood we're in is called Pigtown. It's in Baltimore, but you know how neighborhoods have names. So that's what this neighborhood is. And they had their annual festival yesterday. And so we went down to the Pigtown Festival for the first half. And so I was watching pig races while you were stressing about.
That's about what we were watching too, right, Harrison?
But then I came home right after the second half started.
And it was good, much better.
So my experience of watching the game was great. So maybe just start only watching at halftime. I don't know.
Yeah, I didn't really start getting up and hooting and hollering until the second half.
Yeah.
The first half, I think I aged a little bit watching that. I mean,
there's games you watch that you could tell that Nebraska was the better team. I mean, they were moving the ball pretty much at will till we got down close, and then penalties and stuff. But as far as like moving the ball between the 20s, I mean, you could tell they were the better team. But you just in the back of your mind, and I was texting some people this too, is like, the longer you let a team hang around and hang around and hang around, and then it gets more tense and tense and tense for Nebraska. That's kind of an area that you've seen us just not succeed in the last 4 or 5 years, where we just, but So that was kind of nice. If you just look at the second half, you're like, wow, that was a nice performance. And they put up
Made adjustments.
Yes. I mean, my gosh, the first 4 games, we were all complaining that the second half, we were not good, right?
Yeah.
Like every game, we're like, well, there's just no but then this time we kind of flipped the script. And so that was nice. Yes. It was nice, comfortable 28-10, I guess, 28-10 win.
Oh, yeah. I know. It's kind of
Garbage points. They get it, get Purdue credit. They get 7 more at the very end there.
I was really hoping they wouldn't.
I would too. That defensive average would have looked nice. You have another game where you only allowed 3 points.
Yeah.
I mean, the defense, they responded. Like the defense said, we just had a bad game last week. I think they only gave up 54 rushing yards on the ground. Hudson Card, he wasn't a really big threat to throw the ball all around the yard. So stopping the run was pretty essential if you're going to slow Purdue down. And they did that efficiently. And Bullock played once again, just phenomenal. I mean, he's had really every game, but I want to say this Purdue game might be one of his best ones yet. Even if you subtract the pick 6, he was making plays everywhere.
Well, and you kind of look around, like Illinois hung in there with Penn State for a while. You're kind of like, oh, maybe they're okay. And then, Colorado just obliterated Central Florida. Like, and you're like, gosh, how do we only hold them to 1 touchdown? It's crazy to think about the difference.
Yeah, I don't know how if like Colorado's game plan was just that flawed heading into Nebraska, but I mean maybe it's just the defense is that stout for Nebraska, and that Illinois game was truly just a fluke, a one-off that we're going to see this consistently the whole way going through. But yeah, I can't make sense that Colorado played as bad as they did offensively against us.
Well, maybe Nebraska's defense is just more equipped to stop the passing attacks, so kind of what we'll see against Indiana in a few weeks versus the more smash mouth style, which we saw from Illinois, and we're going to kind of see it from Rutgers here coming up. But even Rutgers again, the Friday night game here didn't start till 8 p.m. So we watched about the first half until I had to go to bed, but they didn't look all that great. I mean, Washington seems like they have as good as field goal kicking as Nebraska does. Like, they missed 3 field goals. They missed 3 field goals in that game and had like 200 more yards of offense than Rutgers did. But that was kind of a welcome to the Big Ten moment for Washington, because their fans are probably like, what the heck? We had 200 more yards of offense and we missed 3 field goals. We lost by 3. What's going on? And then that's how Nebraska always feels when we kind of lose these games against Big Ten teams that just kind of like to muck it up and just slow it down. And you're just like, gosh, this is so boring to watch. And then you have, like, even yesterday, we had 200 and some yards at halftime to their 80, and you have no points. It's just kind of, but that's how a lot of the Big Ten games are. And then you watch the SEC and you're like, even like watching Bama come out of the tunnel, I'm like, I said something to Nicole and I was like, you could see a big difference between their players and our players, just like looking at them on television. It was like, holy smokes. Crazy.
Well, it's the same thing with baseball. Every time you get to the College World Series, it's like, yep, that's SEC team. That's an SEC team. ACC you can throw in there as well, but I mean, it just looks different than the Big Ten, and especially in baseball. But yeah, I think in football, we're going to see that for a while. You also mentioned, speaking of mucking it up, the Big Ten West it's definitely dead in title, but not in heart if you're watching that Purdue game. But I also thought Wisconsin was going to pull that off against USC. Another welcome to the Big Ten moment, but USC ended up catching up there at the very end.
Well, they out 28 straight points in the second half.
They just popped off.
That's crazy.
I was pretty surprised too. They were up 21-10 at half, and then just like, okay, here we go. And Wisconsin's, they're not very good. I don't think so.
Their schedule is so brutal this year too.
Well, you know what? It's about time.
It is.
It's about time these teams play good teams. Like Iowa goes to Ohio State next week. So we'll see. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
All right. Well, we're going to take a break. We are going to talk a little fitness here coming up here at the next segment. So stay with us on 93.7 The Ticket, live from Baltimore, Maryland on the Fitness Fanatics.
Lane's Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Looking for a financial partner that truly makes a difference? Modern Woodman is a member-owned fraternal financial services organization. We can help you plan for all stages of life, from protection to saving to retirement. We also offer member benefits, social activities, and volunteer opportunities to help your family and community.
I'm Sean Erickson, your Modern Woodman representative in Lincoln. Call me at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation.
Modern Woodman of America, touching lives, securing futures.
Perch Merch is your one-stop shop for all your printing and promotional needs in Lincoln, Nebraska. They specialize in screen printing, embroidery, vehicle wraps, window wraps, print collateral, promotional products, and signage. At Perch Merch, they are committed to delivering high-quality products and exceptional customer service. Their experienced team of designers and printing professionals will work with you every step of the way to ensure that your vision is realized. Call for a quote today at 402-217-5212 or go to perch-merch.com.
With the Planet Fitness Black Card, you don't just get a great workout, you get a great perk out because your membership is packed with perks. For $1 down and $24.99 a month, you'll get perks like access to any of our 2,400 clean and spacious locations. Bring your friend anytime and both work out with tons of equipment that'll give you that big fitness energy. Relax in the Black Card spa and more. Work out and perk out with the PF Black Card. Join for just $1 down and $24.99 a month.
Hurry, this deal ends soon.
See Home Club for details.
Fall is here, which means it's time to dive into a new lineup of autumn flavors at Wings and Rings. Your home away from home during football season. Their all-star lineup of wing sauces is adding 2 new impact players, curry garlic and pumpkin chili. Need something delicious before kickoff? How about starting your meal with their brand new chorizo nachos and loaded fries? You better act fast. These new tastes of autumn won't be here long. So make the trip to one of their 2 Lincoln locations today on O Street or Village Lane.
General Fire and Safety has been keeping Lincoln businesses and commercial structures safe for more than 50 years. From a simple fire extinguisher to full fire suppression systems, Lincoln has trusted General Fire and Safety to provide top-of-the-line products, installation, and maintenance. If you're starting a new business in a brand new building, call on General Fire and Safety to help you plan a fire safety system that fits the specific needs of your business, employees, and customers. Call General Fire and Safety today at 402-261-0116.
Rosie's Sports Bar and Grill, open for lunch and dinner at 1501 Center Park Road.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
It's all fun and games until you're stuck with bad internet. So why leave your connection up to chance? Fiber is fast and keeps you on track with reliable service from real people. Because with bad internet, buffering, hidden fees, and random robots can feel like start, stop, wait, start, no wait, stop, or just switch to Fiber and break free from misery. Visit allofiber.com/break free to get started with Fiber today.
Step into healing at Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery. Our team of top-notch medical professionals turns pain into progress with state-of-the-art treatments and compassionate care. Visit prairieortho.com and discover the difference in quality orthopedic and plastic surgery services tailored to your unique needs. Your health matters, and Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery is dedicated to helping you thrive. Reach your full potential. Embrace a better tomorrow with Prairie Orthopedic and Plastic Surgery.
The captain, Vershawn Jackson.
How come we got such a problem now in this era of finding a kicker? Man, you better get a kicker because they are responsible for 3 points.
So Alex Henry's your number 1 all-time good point scorer.
What is he?
397 as
and
a
he
kicker.
Is a
kicker.
Thank you. Who's second?
Chris Brown, earning 88 points.
And he's a what?
He's a kicker.
Who's third?
Eric Crouch,
Oh, a quarterback.
Heisman Trophy winner.
Perfect. Who's fourth?
Drew Brown,
Oh, another what?
kicker.
Oh, my goodness. Who's fifth?
Josh Brown,
Wait a minute. Is that a kicker?
kicker.
You got to be kidding me.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right.
You do this part.
Well, usually I can see Harrison saying, all right.
I'm still here, you guys. Don't worry. We're at the past the first phase of the show where we just talk about everything random. Now we're back to the true Fitness Fanatics with Jeff and Nicole.
Yeah.
All right. So, Nicole,
That was the intro. We're back. Okay.
welcome back. We're live from Baltimore.
Just need that. It's like out of the routine.
So, coming up in the last couple segments,
we are going to talk about fitness. I have
for the next hour.
Yeah. I have an analogy that I thought of a couple weeks ago that I wanted to talk about. So if I can relate to it, I think other people can.
And that analogy is what?
No, we'll talk about it, but
so the last two segments, we're gonna have our son Ben come on with me, and we'll talk some sports. Like we're in Baltimore, he's gonna go to his first Ravens game.
Yeah.
The Orioles are getting ready for the playoffs. I mean, it's just a blessed time in Baltimore right now. So we're gonna talk a little sports with him. Oh, sorry. For the last couple segments, but for the next hour, it's all going to be about fitness, health, and wellness.
as our show is.
All right. So, Nicole, take it away.
Okay. So the analogy, it's just something that I've seen, and we talk a lot about like social media and how it can influence people. But a lot of times I see where people are looking for I don't want to say an excuse, but like looking for an outside influence as to why they can't reach their goals. And especially as a woman, I see that a lot. Especially as a woman in my 40s, I see that a lot. There's a lot of content about hormones and stuff like that. With men too, low testosterone, stuff like that. And so it made me think, because there's so many times when it comes to the health and fitness space where someone may have some type of barrier to their fitness or an injury, a hormone imbalance, like things that really do make it harder to lose weight. I mean, I'm not
thyroid issues,
right. Yeah.
Stuff like that.
Hyperthyroidism, low testosterone for men. Like, I don't want to discount that people are really going through that, but so many times people will have those issues, and then they'll just be like, well, I guess that losing weight is not for me. Working on getting into better shape, I just can't do it. There's too many things in my way. And it made me think about, because I don't know what it is about health and fitness where we just think it has to be all or nothing. And I was thinking about how I think it probably happened because I was at home one day trying to reach something in a cupboard, and I can't reach everything in our kitchen. The cupboards are too high. Like, I can't reach stuff that's on top of our fridge. And there's never been a time where so we keep our griddle on top of the fridge. I think it's pretty common. People keep lesser used appliances up on top of their fridge. So the griddle's up there. I'm never sure if there's something on top of it. So I don't want to just reach up there and just have stuff fall down on me. But there's never been a time where I've wanted to use the griddle and I've looked at it and I would be like, well, I can't reach it. So I just guess I'll never be able to use the griddle again. But that's what we do about health and fitness, right? That happens. Sometimes people are runners and then they get a really bad injury and their knees wear out and they're just like, well, I guess I can never run again. And then they just stop exercising. Why do we do that with fitness when we don't do that with other things? And for me, being short is a barrier to a lot of things. Although some of our ceilings are low here in this Airbnb. Ben hit his head pretty hard when we first got here, and I can stand under it without anything.
Well, and on an airplane, you
Yes.
can stand up.
Yes.
And you don't have to crouch down. So that was something good, being a little shorter.
Right. Yeah. So we've had a couple of those. But so does it mean that I can never use that griddle again? No, but it does mean I have to work a little bit harder to get it. And is that a little unfair? Yes. Like I can be annoyed by it. I can be annoyed that I have to go get a stool or a chair and stand on it, or I have to ask Jeff or Ben to reach it for me. But it's a little more difficult, yes. But if I really want to use it, I'm going to do that. And I think that that is the mindset that we need to bring to fitness, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I think we see that a lot with people starting at Farrell's too. Like we are getting ready to start week 3 of our current challenge. And I think week 1 can be so hard mentally for people.
Yes.
And they think they can't do something. They might see someone next to them doing it and they are in nowhere close to being able to have the ability to do that. And they just really are hard on themselves about it. When in reality, it's really just a mindset shift of like, I can do it. It's going to take me a little bit longer. I might have to regress a little bit to see that progress to get where I want to be. But I just really wish that we looked at health and fitness a little bit more like we do everything else in life, because we are really easy. It's really easy for us to give up on ourselves.
Well, I think the reason is like and we see this when we do like health fairs or we donate free 10-week challenges. I mean, there's been times when we've given away a 10-week challenge. I cannot get the person to call me back.
Which is understandable.
So like Nicole reaching for the griddle, she's getting an instant reward. She's going to cook something that she can eat, right?
Yes.
Where for health or for when you're becoming healthy, you don't get that instant gratification like you do when you're getting ready to make something.
It's harder
on the griddle.
In fact, it's the opposite of it's instant regret, instant struggle, not even regret, but like instant. This is something difficult, and I either have to push through, adapt, and change my mindset, or just be stuck where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. So, giving away our challenge, like if we were giving away my 2 tickets to the Rutgers game, right? Rutgers, Nebraska.
Which he's not.
Which I'm not. But if we were, and somebody...
He would have if we wouldn't have lost.
Yeah, that was part of my conversations. Like, because now there is a wedding that this weekend is happening, that Nicole's going to the wedding and I am not going to the wedding. So, if you guys want to chime in on that, I can't see the text line, but if you want to chime in on that, 402-464-5685. So
we do got a couple from the text line before we get too far away. I want to mention them. They've been sitting here for a while. From Crowbait, he agrees Rutgers will be a test. And then from Isaac, going back to the officiating, he said officiating is bad across the board in a lot of the games. You guys can teach fitness. Surely you can teach a little kicking too. From Isaac.
Little kicking.
Our son at one point said, give me a week to learn how to kick, and I feel like I could do a better job.
I'm waiting for tryouts on the UNL campus where they're just going to let people try.
Yeah.
Well, not to get off course, but some like that third kick, the second kick that was blocked, that snap was so bad. Like,
but that's also part of the problem.
It just skidded along the turf. Like when Bushidi caught it, it was literally just laying down on the turf, and then he has to pick it. I mean, it was just a disaster from the start. Right?
He did a good job picking up the snap, getting it ready just in time. And if you're whole at the same time, though, I mean, I know you had to hesitate a little bit, but it's a chip shot. You don't like that goes all the way around. Like win or lose that game, it's not all on whole either way. But it's certainly a room that Ed Foley's going to be busy this week, no question.
Yeah.
Anyway, so we won. So now you're back to going to the Rutgers game.
Yeah, if we would have lost, I probably just would have went to the wedding. That's how my mindset is.
That's what you said.
So I'm going to the game, and Nicole's going to one of our members' weddings. So
back to what you were talking about. You're trying to give away tickets.
We're
It's
trying-
my fault. This is all my fault. I'm the one that got us off track this time. I'm the one that said you were going to give away your
Yeah.
tickets. This is
Surprisingly.
my fault. It's okay. I know. I'll take the responsibility.
So if we were giving away those tickets to a lucky winner, and do you think they'd call me back or text me back or email me back and say, yes, I won. I'm going to go pick up the tickets.
100%.
They'd be excited. But the 10-week challenges, when we give them away at a health fair, it's like, no, I didn't win tickets or a TV. So it's like, okay, great. Now I got to exercise for 10 weeks, like, and eat healthy. Like that doesn't, so that's part of the mindset.
But the thing is, when we do give those away, people are signing up to win it. So they want to, but maybe just not yet.
Or maybe that's like,
They want to.
Yeah.
They want to think that they want to until they win it. And then they're like, oh, I don't know if I'm ready yet.
Yeah. I bet you some people
But
like, you know
I
what? if
can't
they
wait
kick
to
me-
be ready. Yeah. I can't wait to be ready to reach something on a tall shelf. I'm just going to have to go get something to stand on. Like, I can't wait for that.
yeah, because you know you're going to get some gratification.
It doesn't matter. You get gratification out of exercise too.
Yeah, but
it's just not instant.
Right.
Right. But it is still.
And we are an instant gratification society.
I know, but that's not doing us any favors.
No, but that's how it is. That's kind of what we struggle with. The way like our program works with the nutrition program, especially like we're not giving people quick fix nutrition plans. Now we could say, hey, you guys want to lose 50 pounds in 10 weeks? This is what you're going to eat. And we would accomplish that. But we're more in for the long-term sustainability than the short-term fixes. So,
And health,
and health, yes.
not just weight loss.
Like we talked about a couple weeks ago, getting with the goals, different types of goals. Like losing weight to get healthy versus getting health to lose weight.
Yeah.
Those types of things.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah. But that's what we're going to talk about. I just really think that when I can reframe something in another setting and how we don't do that. Like I remember one time, like we don't do that with anything else. Why do we handle our health the way we don't handle anything else in our lives? Just like eating poorly. It's that analogy of like, well, I already messed up, so I might as well just tank the rest of the day. That's the analogy. If you get a flat tire, you don't slash your other 4 tires. Like you don't make a bad situation worse.
Right.
One analogy that I like that makes me giggle, it has nothing to do with health or fitness, but one time one of our friends was talking about there must have been like a toddler in the area doing something, I don't know what, and he had said something about like, what if grown adults had to navigate the world the way toddlers do? Like, think about how a toddler has to climb up on a couch, and imagine that if we had to climb up on a couch like that. So sometimes when I see toddlers doing certain things, I think about adults doing that. It makes me laugh. But I like analogies. And so if that analogy of like, yeah, there are things in our lives that our circumstances make it more difficult to reach our goal, but we still go towards that goal. We don't just give up on our goal because of our circumstances. Like me being short, I have found a way to adapt. Does it make it more difficult? Yes, it does. I have to take extra steps that someone who's taller than me doesn't have to. Is that kind of unfair? Yes, like you can be upset about that, but at the end of the day, you still have to adapt. And we don't do that with health as much as we should. So hopefully maybe that can resonate with someone. And then when we come back, we just have some tips like we always give, like tips on how to overcome that, maybe some mindset shifts, stuff like that. Nothing that we've never talked about before, but we like to reframe our message.
You know, in order for something to stick,
yeah.
Like when I was in the sales business, it was like, people are going to tell you no, like 20 times before they say yes. So like, you got to be persistent. And so the more we hear things, like maybe we've heard this.
We're persistent in our messaging.
Yes, multiple times, but now maybe it'll click for some of you guys.
Yeah. So we'll go to break, then we'll come back and we'll continue talking about it.
All right. We'll be right back. 93.7 The Ticket.
The electrical workers of local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Riddle's Jewelry is excited to be celebrating 65 years. 65 years of so many incredible memories celebrating with each of your special moments. In celebration of the 65th Riddle's Jewelry anniversary, we will be offering up to 40% off all engagement rings and all diamond fashion jewelry. The excitement doesn't stop there. Riddle's Jewelry is also offering 18 months, 0% interest and $0 down financing on all qualifying purchases. Riddle's Jewelry has always been known for incredible customer service, one of the largest selections of engagement rings, and don't forget about the on-site jeweler. Come celebrate with us at Riddle's Jewelry, your one-stop diamond shop with exclusive Levian jewelry, Pandora Charm jewelry, and more, all at Riddle's inside Gateway Mall.
It's all fun and games until you're stuck with bad internet, so why leave your connection up to chance? AlloFiber is fast and keeps you on track with reliable service from real people. Because with bad internet, buffering, hidden fees, and random robots can feel like start, stop, wait, start, no wait, stop, or just switch to AlloFiber and break free from misery. Visit allofiber.com/break-free to get started with AlloFiber today.
Hi, my name is Molly Party. I'm a realtor with MP Dodge Real Estate. I'm a newly licensed agent and considered numerous brokerages before deciding on MP Dodge. I chose the company that gives me the most support in my new career, plus guidance and encouragement along the way. MP Dodge has a unique mentoring program for new agents. It's helped jumpstart my career and has a supportive management team and administrative staff. So if you're contemplating a career in real estate, look no further than MP Dodge. It will be the best decision you make.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
When you were a kid, clubs were cool. Robotics club and space club and stuff like that. But what do adults get? Book clubs and quilting clubs? Nah, forget that. How about margarita clubs and old-fashioned clubs? Get to Upside Bar and Lounge for the best clubs in town. Try all 10 varieties of Upside margaritas or old fashions and take home a free souvenir glass. Grab the whole crew and pair it with taco night on Mondays or whiskey Wednesdays. Upside Bar and Lounge at 29th and Pine Lake.
Ticket listeners know a dream team when they see one. At Applied Connective, we've been in the game for 20 years and have developed a team of world-class leaders in all things IT. From cybersecurity and Microsoft products to physical security, audio-video, infrastructure, business phone systems, and anything in between. We'll help you leverage technology to become your most secure, efficient, and profitable. Head to our website to check out real reviews and testimonials and sign up for a free tech consultation. We can show you where you might be vulnerable, inefficient, or overspending. It's a game changer, and it's totally free. Claim yours right now at appliedconnective.com.
Order like a champ at Raising Cane's. With tailgates of hand-battered chicken fingers and cane sauce and jugs of freshly made tea and lemonade, you can guarantee victory for every game day meal. Raising Cane's Chicken Finger, one love. Order online or on our app.
Gary with Gary Michaels Clothiers Lincoln. I'm here to tell you about our custom shirt program. When you come into the store, we measure your chest, mid-waist, and sleeve length. Enter the measurements in an app, and we create your data fit size. You then try on one of our 99 data fit shirts for the proper fit. After that, pick out the fabric, collar, cuff, placket, and in roughly 2 weeks, your shirts are delivered at the same cost of buying off the rack. And by the way, the neck fits too. Gary Michaels Custom Shirts at 56th and Pine Lake Road, Lincoln.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, Sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. In every office, there's two types of people. There are those who bring in bagels and those who eat the bagels that someone else brought in. Everybody likes the first person. Be that first person. Weekday mornings at 7:30, you have a chance to win a business box of bagels from Bagels & Joe. All you have to do is shut up, Sipple. 2 questions for you, 2 for Sip. Win, and the bagels are yours. Lose, well, you don't want to lose.
You lost Monday, you lost Wednesday, you're a loser.
Shut up, Sipple. Weekday mornings at 7:30, brought to you by Bagels & Joe. Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Welcome back in. We got a short segment here to finish up hour number 1. So, Nicole, I'll turn it over to you.
We're going to stay on track here because we just have this segment and the next one. And we're keeping this one our short segment because we've talked about this so many times. And we talked about it, was it last week or 2 weeks ago? 2 weeks ago about goal setting and setting SMART goals, right?
Yep.
Yeah. So setting realistic goals. And so I think like I said, we've talked about this a lot, but I think the important thing to talk about when you are coming from a place where you're like, I just don't, when you have something that's holding you back, like that we talked about in the last segment, like maybe you have a health issue or an injury, goal setting will look different than it has in the past. Like I know when I was in my 20s and 30s, the way that I approached fitness or even weight loss is so different than how I have to approach it now. So I just can't go back to the goals that I set when I was in my 20s for myself and expect that to work because it just won't. There's so many different things about just my life in general and my body that just doesn't allow me to set the same goals. So I think that's maybe one thing that trips people up a little bit, especially if you've been active in the past. You can't really just go into that mindset of like you've talked about, Jeff, when you were in high school, going from doing nothing all summer long to 2-a-days for football practice. You can't really set that. You can't really set that expectation for yourself now. Like if you were starting a fitness thing.
Oh, sure.
Right. Yes. You wouldn't now be like, okay, I'm going to do exactly what I did when I was 17. I'm just going to start doing 2-a-days to get back into shape, to get conditioned. And I think maybe that's what trips people up sometimes. You kind of have to take a step back and reframe your goals. And I think for most people, the best thing to do is to start with very small goals, like an amount of physical activity. If you're starting from scratch, like you haven't exercised in a long time, or you're coming off of an injury, or you're coming off of a surgery, we see that a lot where people have had hip replacements, knee surgeries. It's hard for me to say these 2 words. Shoulder surgery.
Yep,
a little
surgery.
Yeah, it's a little bit of a tongue twister for me. That you have to kind of set goals that are maybe more time-based than they are like a set amount of like getting through a whole, like running a mile or whatever. Maybe your first goal is to walk for 10 minutes a day, right?
Yep.
Like if you're starting from scratch.
Well, with injuries, like we have one of our new members, Taylor, who's a ticket listener, goes to 6 a.m. Yankee Ridge. He had elbow surgery, so he can't do push-ups right now for another couple weeks. So when I was talking to him on the phone, he was thinking maybe he should wait until the next session, which is in January. I'm like, no, we can work through it. So he's just been doing some modifications to still work his chest,
but not put that.
But not doing any push-ups until he gets cleared by the doctor. So he's making it work, but that's a situation where he could have just said, no. It's going to be too hard. I don't want to make a modification, because some people too, they feel like we have some members that can't kick the bag, so they have to kick to the side. And then part of you, that competitive person in us, is like, gosh, everybody's kicking the bag. That sounds so awesome. I get just to kick the air. Right. So it's like, sometimes we just don't like that feeling. We want to do what everybody else is doing. So, but that might hold you back.
Right. I think I've talked about this on air, maybe even last week or the week before, where I, over the summer, was nursing a calf injury, just a fluke. I was on a run. At the end of the run, my calf started hurting and it just didn't get better. And so I had to modify. And I think about this all the time now, because I wanted to be a good example for our members. And also exercise is important to me from a mental health perspective. Like, I need to exercise. So I really did have to reframe my thought process. And I think it's helped me talk to other people who are going through that, because with that calf injury, there was maybe 10 things that I could not do. Like, I couldn't run, I couldn't do jumping jacks, I couldn't do pretty much anything high impact. I couldn't do what we call butt kickers. I couldn't do high knees. So maybe there was 10 things I couldn't do, but that shouldn't have kept me and did not keep me from the 100 of other things that I could do. So during that time when I couldn't run, I walked. Like, I walk every day. I do at least a mile every day this year. I still kept that up. I just walked because walking didn't hurt. I didn't do jumping jacks, or I stayed low impact with jumping jacks. I stayed low impact with all the exercises. I had to stop kicking for a while. And actually that's the thing that healed it up the fastest, because it wasn't healing. And I had to take a step back, reevaluate what was happening. And I think for me, the impact of me kicking the kickboxing bag was jarring on my calf muscle, and that was continuing to build up that inflammation. And once I stopped kicking, within 2 weeks, I was feeling so much better. But like, it was a constant, like, every couple days reassessing, like, what is working, what is straining it. But I didn't just sit on the couch and wait until the pain went away. Like, I just had to modify it, because if I would have sat and rested that whole time, then it probably would have increased my chances of re-injury when I came back, because I did not learn how to take a step back, slow down, and then slowly ramp myself up. Even when I started running again, like, I was super conservative, like running maybe 2 minutes, walking for 3 minutes, and like slowly. And even now when I run, it's in the back of my head, like, what if this starts hurting again?
Yeah.
But I don't let it keep me from running. But I did have to like set new goals in that interim, just to keep me on track.
Well, and as we get older, like, because I'm 46 now, it seems like every class I'm taking at some point, like, oh, my ankle hurts, my knee hurts. Like, I'm like, what's happening to me? I'm never going to be able to do this again. Like, so you get all those little aches and pains. I think a lot of our members would tell you that also, just like, as you get older, I
heard a really good quote on a podcast the other day, and it actually reminded me of Harrison. Have you seen The Princess Bride?
I don't think I have, I'll be honest.
Oh no. So
familiar title, but I don't think I've seen
it. Andre the Giant's in it.
Anyway, we don't have very much time.
Fine.
So it reminded me of the line from Princess Bride when Wesley says, does he say, life is pain?
Yep.
Is that what he says?
Life is pain.
Right. Life is pain. But I heard a quote that as you're aging, you're gonna, like, avoiding pain in our lives is irrelevant. So you can either be in pain and in shape, or you can be in pain and be out of shape.
Yep.
And so, and we're not advocating for people to like push themselves through injuries, but at the same time, like, I'd rather be in pain because I'm sore because I pushed myself in a workout than be in pain because, you know, I had to climb a set of stairs. Like, we have so many stairs in our Airbnb right now. I climbed 24 flights of stairs yesterday, and we barely left our Airbnb because it's a 3-level, like 4 levels with the top, or 3 levels, 4 with the top.
3 levels.
So I'd rather be sore from doing something on purpose than be sore from just having to climb 24 flights of stairs yesterday. So you can either be in pain and be in shape, or be in pain and be out of shape. Our goal should never be to avoid all pain.
Yep.
So,
all right.
Okay,
with that, we're going to throw it to break. We'll be back at the top of the hour number 2 with Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Why are some people more successful? Is it talent and determination, or did they recognize an opportunity? Discover a career that lets you help families reach their financial goals as you build lasting professional relationships. One with unlimited income potential. From Modern Woodman, a leading fraternal financial services provider.
I'm Modern Woodman Regional Director Sean Erickson. Call me at 402-483-6515 to learn about career opportunities.
Modern Woodman of America. Touching lives, securing futures.
The electrical workers of local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeyman electricians from $32.50 to $42.50 per hour with paid benefits. And if you're looking for a new career, they're hiring apprentices at $19.50 per hour with paid benefits. Call the office at 402-423-4497 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
Plains Cover Crop is your one-stop seed shop. Call us now for spring and summer forages, CRP mixes, and fall cover crop blends. We do farm-specific consulting for practical and efficient seed blends to fit your geography and goals. With a very diverse inventory, we will tailor a blend just for you. We're also looking for contract growers, and we buy and sell rye. Find us online at plainscovercrop.com. Timeless agronomy practices paired with modern technology. East Highway 20 in Orchard and across Nebraska.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Have you ever gotten a car deal so good that you can brag about for decades? This is that deal. The government has given us a $4,000 instant credit on vehicles already at the historically lowest prices. Cars that were over $50,000 just 2 years ago are now selling below $20,000. See the deals here and drive away the car of your dreams at a price you never thought possible. Go to 4000off.com, 400off.com to learn more.
Stevens & Smith Construction is a full-service, employee-owned concrete company that specializes in residential and commercial foundations and flat work. They've been a leader in the concrete industry since 1971, with nearly 250 employees combining for more than 2,000 years of service. With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City, they're united in quality, integrity, and professionalism to create excellence in construction. Learn more today at stevensandsmith.com. Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Load up on meat and more this summer at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through October 1st is spend $50, get 1 beef stew free, limit of 1. Also, $1 off all drinks. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks. Aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
93.7 The Ticket is proud to provide listeners with daily opportunities to win contests and prizes on our airwaves, and would like to take this opportunity to remind you of a couple rules. All participants must be 21 or older and must wait 30 days after winning a prize before participating in another contest. Once you win, you have 30 days to pick up your prize at the K&TK Studios, 1040 O Street in Lincoln, or your prize will be forfeit. Thank you for participating in our contest, and thank you for listening to 93.7 The Ticket.
Welcome into Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now here are your hosts, Jeff and Nicole Essig.
All right, welcome back in. Hour number 2 is brought to you by Modern Woodmen of America. Founded in 1883, Modern Woodmen offers financial services and member benefits to individuals and families throughout the U.S. For more information, you can call Sean Erickson at 402-483-6515 to start the conversation. Modern Women of America, touching lives, securing futures. You can also go to modernwoodmen.org, www.modernwoodmen.org, if you want to learn more information about what they have to offer. So big shout out to Sean and Ashley over at Modern Woodmen. We appreciate their support of the Fitness Fanatics. Sean was really trying to go on this trip with us and just wasn't going to happen. So we didn't get him a ticket, unfortunately.
No.
So he'll just have to settle for the Husker games, I guess.
Yes.
But all right. So if you have any questions for us, you can text us on the Starter Heyman text line at 402-464-5685. You can also reach out to us on Twitter or YouTube. Facebook is currently down right now for the stream, so we weren't.
Yeah, we're having some issues with Facebook today. So for everybody listening, we're trying to get that back up, but it's been up and down and up and down.
So, all right. So if you have any questions, just reach out. I can't see the text line, but Harrison's kind of keeping his eye on that.
Yeah, we did get one real quick from Sebastian. This one goes a little bit back, but he did mention he would call you back about that fitness plan if you were to happen to go ahead and give Sebastian.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
I want to make sure that you understood that.
Yeah.
Well, we appreciate that.
Yeah.
All right. On to our subject here. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So we talked about setting realistic goals. The next thing that I want to talk about when it comes to, and again, we always want to start when it, like, I think the people who need the message the most is people who don't know where to start. Right.
Yes.
Like, I think most people, if they have a handle on fitness and they have their good fitness routine, maybe there's someone who can just go to a gym and lift on their own. Like, that's not our target, like, audience necessarily. Hopefully people like that still listen and can still get something out of our content. But I think we like to really focus on people starting out, because we remember what it was like. Even though it was a long time ago, I remember starting Farrell's.
Well, and over the years, we've bought so many things
prior to Farrell's
to try to be healthy and
Yeah.
to do it from home. Like,
Well, and that's funny too. Sorry to interrupt
Oh,
you,
go
but
ahead.
it's funny because off air we were talking about, for all the Princess Bride listeners, we were talking about the rest of that line. So the line is, go ahead.
so life is pain. If anybody's telling you something different, they're trying to sell you something.
Right, which I think is so true when it comes to the health and fitness world, and maybe all of the infomercials aren't as big as they were when we were influenced by them, but people are influenced on Facebook and TikTok and all that stuff about things like that. But so that kind of goes into that, because you would always, me too, but you would also be very susceptible to those quick fix.
Well,
It's
absolutely.
as easy as this. You can
Yep.
lose weight without changing anything about what you're eating.
Yep. It's like total gyms and Bowflexes and
We bought-
6-second abs, like all that stuff.
We've bought and sold 2 Bowflexes in our life, in our 20s.
Yep. Because I wanted to look like the guy in the commercial.
The guy who's probably jacked before he even arrived.
Yeah,
using the-
100%. He's a fitness model.
But
That's their job.
Well, but the thing is, like, you could get in great shape using a Bowflex,
100%.
right? But I think the problem of what people struggle with is physically doing it.
Yes.
Like having the discipline and the accountability on your own to do it. Like, I still don't have that. We've been on vacation. I have no desire to work out right now. Like, none. Because I just don't. Now
Which is okay, because we wouldn't always recommend that for our 10-weekers. We recommend that they continue to work out when they're on vacation. But we know that getting back into exercise for us is not a choice. Like,
it's our job.
We teach the next,
right.
we get back on Tuesday afternoon. I'll probably go into the gym and work out, but I teach Wednesday. So it's not the same for us. That's easy for us.
Right. But
you've been owned the gym forever, and you've been doing it for how long? To keep your sanity a little bit too. It's probably nice to just take a breather. And like you said, you own the gym. It's not like you guys are going to stop anytime.
That's not.
We don't have a choice.
I would not be susceptible to those infomercials now, because exercise is a part of my life.
And we know better, right? We know that 70% of all your results come from nutrition, not from working out at Farrell's or going to Planet Fitness or doing Bowflex or Total Gyms. Like, we're all not going to be Chuck Norris just because we get or Christy Brinkley because we get a Total Gym and we're just, this is so fun. And it's fun.
We did have a Total Gym.
We did have a Total Gym. And yes, it's fun, but you still have to be able to do it on your own. And I think that's what's so great about group fitness. When I'm talking to people about their interest in Farrell's, it's just, there's other people around there doing it with you and giving you encouraging, and that's kind of the difference between group fitness. Now, a lot of people can do things on their own, but majority of people cannot. So that's why group fitness is awesome, in my opinion, and that's why I need it. And just working out with Nicole on vacation isn't really,
I don't want to work out with
it's not motivation for me.
I did a workout. I did a yoga workout. I'm not trying to do that with you. I don't want to work out with you on any day.
So we used to do Tae Bo in the living room.
We did. I should find a Tae Bo. I'll do a Tae Bo workout tomorrow. Anyway, but so again, talking to people starting out, I think that one thing, we say this to our 10-weekers too, like I will always do like a video for our 10-weekers prior to the session starting. And I will tell them, like, start your routine now. So the importance of building a routine around what you want to do. So if you're doing a fitness class and the fitness class starts at 5 a.m., start building that routine ahead of time so it's not such a huge shock to your system. So I think even if you're not ready to start working out, if you're not ready to start doing Farrell 6 days a week, 45 minutes a day, you're not ready to start any type of actual workouts yet, build in a routine where you're still carving out that time, because I think that time management is a huge barrier for people, or not even a barrier. I will say time management isn't 100% an excuse for people. So like where I said health problems, I don't think that's an excuse. I think those are valid obstacles for people to overcome. Time management is an excuse for sure. That's probably the meanest I'll ever sound when it comes to talking about that. Like, that's not an obstacle. That's 100% an excuse that you're using to not take that time for yourself. Doesn't have to be
like what, half an hour for a good workout? Like you guys do 45, but half an hour, I mean, you can get a good workout in.
100%. We have 3 express classes at both of our gyms, 2 at one and 1 at the Yankee Ridge, that are 30-minute classes. Those are some of my favorite workouts. You can work out 10 minutes a day 3 times to build that 30 minutes. And so I think that is where you kind of have to stop making excuses that time is a barrier, because like Jeff has always said, when it came to his health and fitness, like, if you aren't making the time for yourself now to get healthy, you cannot put off. There are health issues that you will not be able to put off. Like, you can't just, a heart attack doesn't care that you don't have enough time, and you're going to end up being in the hospital because you just didn't take that time. So I think that's where building a routine is important. So even if you're not ready yet, or you have nowhere to start, find a time that you would like to be working out. So if it's 5 o'clock in the morning, 5 a.m., I prefer mornings. It's just easier to get it over with. So let's say 5 a.m., you want to be someone who exercises at 5 a.m. The first step of that is to get up like someone who works out at 5 a.m. So maybe set your alarm for 4:30, 4:40, whatever time, and then carve out 20, 30 minutes of goal setting or journaling or doing something to prepare yourself for that time. And then once you have that down and it's a habit and you're getting up and you're kind of in a routine, then start adding exercise. And that exercise could be going for a walk. That exercise could be finding like I just did a yoga workout on YouTube and I just Googled it and it was a free workout and it was like 36 minutes. And I did that. And so I think that is a really realistic and good way to build yourself into those habits. Like set the time first, make the habit of getting up and that routine, create that routine. And that's just going to make it that much easier when you actually start incorporating exercise. Same thing with nutrition too. Like so many people just don't know how to cook. And that is fine. Like, it's okay. I used to not know how to cook. Sometimes on my Facebook memories, freaking Facebook memories can just be like the biggest like face palm moments. I have statuses on Facebook from like before I started Farrell's. So like 18 years ago or 15, 17 years ago, where like I am asking questions that just crack me up, like, because I didn't know how to cook healthy. And so like I'm asking questions on Facebook like, hey, I want to make a batch of meatballs. Do I cook the meatballs and then freeze them, or do I freeze them when they're raw? You know, like now I know I would just cook them, let them cool, and then freeze them. But like I didn't know how to cook at one point. And so you have to start taking the time to learn how to cook. And that might be something that you do in that time where you want to exercise. So maybe in that 30 minutes that you want to dedicate to exercise, you start by learning how to cook, meal prepping, making certain recipes. So they kind of stack. It's called habit stacking. They kind of stack on each other. So you're building that skill and carving out the time that you can later, once you get that foods, the cooking skill down, then you can just insert exercise into that time frame. Does that make sense?
Yep.
You wouldn't know because you don't really cook.
I cook a few things.
You've gotten a little bit better.
I don't have to because that's
if I cook it, you'll eat it.
That's what I've always told you about vegetables. Cook me something. It could be a stir. It doesn't matter. If it's in front of me, I will eat it. But if I have to cook it on my own, yes, I don't want to get vegetables out. And I mean, I just learned like 6 months ago how to cook chicken.
I know.
In the air fryer, frozen chicken.
Hold on.
Which I was always like scared of cooking chicken. Like I could throw a steak on there and cook a steak, but I was always like kind of had a fear of like eating raw chicken that wasn't done, and I would just get sick. But now I know.
First of all, you've never gotten sick from eating raw chicken.
I know, but I just have that fear.
I know.
But I've never like cooked a piece of chicken on a pan before.
This is a great example because that was a barrier that you had for a long time. And it's not that he wasn't eating chicken. I was cooking it and he was eating. So, but we don't eat a lot of meals we eat are not the same. So he wanted to learn how to cook chicken. You spent 46 years, not 46 years because you weren't cooking when you were a kid, but let's say 30 years of your life thinking you couldn't cook chicken because you didn't know how.
Right.
And how long did it take you to learn how to cook chicken?
Well, with the air fryer, it was just one time.
One time. And it wasn't even the air fryer.
What?
If Nicole said cook it on the stovetop, can you manage that?
I could probably get it done today, yes. But now I know like what temperature it has to be.
It wasn't the air fryer added a level of convenience, but it was adding a thermometer and knowing the temperature he needed to cook it at. And so once I showed him how to use the thermometer that's been in our kitchen for the last 2 decades, then now you can cook your own chicken.
I can. Right. And I don't have to ask for you to do it. And then when she would say, I'm like, do you want to be replaceable? Like, I still need you to do stuff for me. Like, if I just do everything on my own, then, you know.
Yeah. Yeah. Okay. But anyway, I think building a routine is so important because a lot of times we think, and we'll just talk about like ordering something new. Infomercials were always so perfect about that too. And even buying stuff online, because you can be super motivated and you can pay the money and then you can buy it. But you know that you still have to wait. You still have to wait for it to get there. And by the time the product that you buy gets here, you have lost all of your motivation and you just don't.
When you got to put it together.
Yeah.
Like you spend hours putting the Bowflexes together.
But if you've already carved out the time, then there's nothing wrong with buying home workout equipment either. We have a treadmill at home. So like, it's not like we're anti-home workout equipment by any means.
We're just anti
fads.
We're just anti like not working out.
Well, yeah.
Like,
right.
Just do something.
Yeah.
Find what you like to do.
If you ordered a treadmill online and it was going to take 4 weeks to get there, don't just continue to do all of your bad habits for the next 4 weeks and think you're magically going to be a person that uses a treadmill. Use that 4 weeks to build in the time that you would be using that treadmill. So I don't know. Hopefully that's a good strategy. And then accountability was the other thing. So we'll talk about that really quick, because there is finding accountability with people can be helpful. That's what's good about group fitness. You have that level of accountability, especially if you put yourself out there, you introduce yourself to the people you work out next to, you get to know them. But then with anything, there can also be some like roadblocks or some, I don't know, not roadblocks. What are those called? Potholes along the way. And I think that one thing that finding accountability is really important. So try to have someone join you or put yourself out there. Like me asking those questions on Facebook back before I started Ferals, that was a level of accountability. Like I was putting it out there that I'm trying to make good choices. I remember asking a question on how to make edamame. I didn't know how to eat edamame. Do you eat the pod or do you just eat the bean inside? Like that was one of my questions. And putting that out there was building some accountability for myself. Put something out there and try to find someone that will walk with you or, that you can share your meal ideas with. The one thing you have to watch with accountability is trying to avoid comparing yourself to people too, because that is is a kind of a pothole where you're starting a group fitness because you want to have that accountability, but then you get in there and you spend 45 minutes of that class comparing you to everyone else, criticizing yourself for 45 minutes, looking at yourself in the mirror and thinking negatively about yourself. And that's where what you thought was accountability can kind of turn toxic. And so that is a mindset that you have to break. That's a habit in your mind that you have to break, that you are here to better yourself and you aren't comparing yourself to people who are doing something better than you. You are using that as a motivator, just like Adam talked about last show about how he really enjoys like being in a room of people with different abilities because that gives him something to look forward to improving. But a lot of us don't have that mindset. We have that mindset where we're going to instantly be hard on ourselves. And so find that accountability, but watch for those moments where that comparison starts to sink in. And I think when our daughter Katie was younger, I had a moment of that where I realized, because I've seen like sayings where it's like, don't say something to yourself that you wouldn't say to your best friend or whatever. But when I could put that around myself, that like my self-talk, I shouldn't say anything to myself that I wouldn't say to my daughter, to my child. And so I think once I reframed that, and you're like criticizing the way that you look or the fact that you can't do something, and you say the meanest things in your head that you would never say out loud to another person, but then you're going to reframe it that you would say that to your child or your niece or your nephew, or even picture yourself as a child. Get a picture of yourself as a child and be like, I would never talk to this child that way. I think that is one way that you can avoid that kind of pothole in the accountability where you're comparing yourself when you can't do that, because we all have different starting points. Just like comparing other people that are taller than me. What good is that going to do? It's not going to make me grow taller.
No.
Right. So I can still be annoyed by it sometimes. But so those were the two things that I kind of wanted to talk about. Anything else to add? Do you have that? Do you have those moments? Is that more of a female thing? Is that more of a woman thing where we compare and that we let that like bring us down?
No, I think that's guys are competitive.
That's true.
Like
yeah.
how many times do we see when it's guys specifically when they start ferals, we tell them to start at a certain band color.
Oh yeah.
And they'll grab heavier bands. Like, well, Sean Erickson is a perfect example. He started with his legs using reds and blues, and then like
couldn't walk for the next 4 days.
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
that's true.
And even though he could do those higher band colors, you know, how many TV shows have you watched? I'm just thinking of Perfect Strangers when Balky and Larry were getting ready to go on dates and they went to the gym and they were just worked out for just 4 hours because they were
a day before their date,
trying to just look as best as they could. And then their date comes the next night and they literally could not move. So they're just standing there, barely could move because every single muscle in their body was sore. And we don't want that for our members. That's why we tell people to start lower and work your way up. Like if you haven't worked out for years, you're just not going to go into a gym and get on the squat rack and put 400 pounds on there and just start squatting away.
Yeah.
No, you're going to start a little bit lighter, because if you do start that heavy, you're going to be so sore that you won't be able to even walk the next day or go to the gym. So then you don't go. Okay.
I think, so
then
I think
the next day comes
pride thing
and you don't go.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
And I've seen
where
just
it's criticism.
The first week I was teaching, like people were going really heavy and form was so bad.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, you know, you got to band down. And we don't want to call people out individually, you know, because we don't want to, but so we'll do more of the group corrections, like, you know, make sure your arms are straight. If you're banding up too high, you're going to look like this.
Yeah.
Yes. Stuff like that. So absolutely.
Okay.
Or like, remember my 10-week challenge, my bag partner, her name was Dee Martinson. She was in her mid 60s. I was 30.
Yeah.
So you think if I looked over and she was grabbing a red band to do a bicep curl, do you think I was going to be using yellow? No. I grabbed a red band. Or now when like Crystal's teaching and she's using 30-pound dumbbells for chest press and I'm looking at my dumbbells and they're 20. I mean, obviously I'm like, okay, I gotta,
you can use that that's where accountability is helpful.
Yes.
That's where group fitness is helpful.
Yes. I wanted to like, okay, she's busting out 60-pound chest press. I shouldn't be doing 40-pound chest press, right?
It's healthy to have that, but also just be aware of those pitfalls. Also.
So I think that's where the guys are.
Okay.
It's always with D. I'm just like, I cannot have lighter band than my bag partner who's in her mid 60s and is a grandma.
Yeah.
Right. I'm 30. I should be able to do the same resistance.
That is the good part of accountability.
So
yeah. Okay.
All right.
Well, that's it for fitness.
Yep. We're gonna go all sports coming up here. So Nicole's gonna jump off, and Ben and I will be here. So Harrison, get ready. Sports for the rest of the show.
That's good.
We'll be right back on 93.7 The Ticket, Fitness Fanatics.
Midwest Bank is proud to be your local
Ben.
community bank right here in Lincoln. This is Travis with Midwest Bank, now with 2 branches conveniently serving Lincoln and 8 other locations across Nebraska. We're here to help you with any of your needs. From opening a checking account to buying a home or financing your business, our staff is here for you. Stop in and you might see Shin Daddy himself. Your community, your bank, Midwest Bank. Learn more at midwest.bank, member FDIC.
I'm Karen Carr. I've been a realtor for 31 years. When I made a company change 12 years ago, I chose Lincoln First Realty, now NP Dodge. It's the oldest independently owned realty company in the country. Since becoming NP Dodge, we've continued our tradition of community involvement. Our management and staff are always available to offer support in marketing, technology, social media, and educational opportunities.
Expand your career with NP Dodge. Call Eric at 402-434-2222.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
Rain, snow, or shine, John Henry's is here to keep your home's plumbing systems working properly no matter what kind of weather Nebraska throws at us. From unclogging toilets and drains to installing new water heaters and water treatment systems, John Henry's is your plumbing expert in the Lincoln and Omaha communities. Visit us at calljh.com or call John Henry's.
435-5555. John Henry's Plumbing, Heating and Air.
And electrical.
You already know that Select Plumbing takes care of all your plumbing needs, including water heaters, faucet repairs, leaks, drips, sump pumps, and more. Now, they're able to help you with your heating and air conditioning as well. Select Plumbing has recently expanded into residential heating and air, and they're excited to bring this new service to their complete list of plumbing services. Call to book an appointment today at 402-560-6197 or go to selectplumbinginc.com, serving Lincoln, Seward, Milford, and the surrounding areas. Attention students and anyone else looking for a great deal. Sun Valley Lanes and Games has the ultimate weeknight special. For just $15.95, enjoy unlimited bowling, lucky putt mini golf, and laser tag. Flash your college ID at check-in to receive $2 off your admission. It's the perfect way to unwind Sunday through Thursday nights. Check out sunvalleylanes.com for hours and availability. Sun Valley Lanes and Games, located at 321 Victory Lane.
Lincoln's best place to meet, eat, and compete. Sun Valley.
Stevens & Smith Construction is a full-service, employee-owned concrete company that specializes in residential and commercial foundations and flat work. They've been a leader in the concrete industry since 1971, with nearly 250 employees combining for more than 2,000 years of service. With locations in Lincoln, Omaha, and Kansas City, they're united in quality, integrity, and professionalism to create excellence in construction. Learn more today at stevensandSmith.com.
Hey farmers, wouldn't it be nice if you could cut your herbicide cost by up to 85%? Now you can with Green Eye technology for your sprayer. Green Eye's system integrates seamlessly with your current sprayer and works by identifying and spraying only the weeds. Reduce the threat of herbicide resistance, be environmentally friendly, and save a ton of money. Oh, and there's no acres fee. This is the precision spraying solution you've been waiting for. Contact Boyk Farmers Outfitters to get set up with Green Eye or check them out at BOECK.FarmOutfitters.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
Hi, this is Pastor Tom. Did you know there's a place kids can seek out help when they're away from home and something goes wrong? They find themselves in a difficult spot or even a dangerous situation. Maybe another child is bullying them or a stranger is following them. Perhaps on a date and things just go bad. In Lincoln, here's where they can find help. It's called Safe Place. Safe Place is a national program for children taking place in thousands of cities across the United States. The People Seating Mission is sponsoring this program in our community and has set up a number of businesses, fire stations, schools, and nonprofits around the city to become safe locations where kids can seek out help. They just need to look for the big yellow sign that says Safe Place on it. Then go inside and ask for help. We will be quickly connected to them and ensure they make it back home or to whatever resources are needed. If you'd like to find out more about Safe Place and ways in which you can get involved, just go to pcmlincoln.org. Remember, when we all do a little, we change a lot.
Nebraska State Veterans Homes are here to serve veterans, their spouses, surviving spouses, and Gold Star parents. Join your fellow veterans and their families at one of our homes in Bellevue, Kearney, Norfolk, or Scottsbluff. With a sliding scale to determine your financial contribution, an excellent clinical team, and plenty of fun activities, our homes are the perfect retirement choice. Learn more at veterans.nebraska.gov/homes. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
All right, welcome back. So Nicole has left the stream. Now we're joined by Mr. Baltimore himself. Our son Ben is in here wearing his Ravens gear. Harrison, real quick, I got this text I wanted to share with you about our field goal kicking woes.
All right, let's hear it.
From 2005 to 2020, Nebraska was second in the nation in field goal percentage at 80.8.
That sounds about right. Was that the Alex Henry to Maher years?
Yep. All those from since start of 2021, which we were at the opening game of 2021 in Champaign when our field goal kicker just missed the first extra point of the game, and he was the Big Ten kicker of the year in 2020. But since then, Nebraska is second worst at 60%. That's our field goal clip. So
the tape's not lying. If you watch the tape, you could see that.
And just our kicker this year is 1 for 5. So that's a 20% clip there. So so that just to kind of, isn't that exciting? Yes, very exciting.
The special teams phase of the game has been infuriating. Because say what you will about Bo Pelini. If you think it was right to fire him or not, I'm not going to tell you which one, but I'll say you one thing: like special teams were always good. Like
who was coaching his special teams?
What's that?
Who was coaching his special teams? Maybe that's who we need to get. Right? I don't remember who that. I wasn't really.
I can't remember, but I know Bo Pelini was a special teams guy at one point. That was so he's always kind of understood the importance. Yeah. And I hate mentioning Iowa, but everyone's always so surprised how they win all these games when their offense is so bad. It's if you win 2 out of 3, you're good on special teams and you're good on defense. If you win those phases every game, you're going to win more often than not, despite not having a great offense.
Yeah, same with Virginia Tech for all those years that Frank Beamer was there. Like, how many block punts did they have? Like, they had the best special teams. And it was just like, even if you held them to a punt, you just never really knew what was going to happen because they were so good in that phase of the game. But all right, so we're here in Baltimore. He is the reason we are here. Like, if it were up to me, I wouldn't be in Baltimore right now. I'd be somewhere else. But so main reason we came here, we're going to go to Ravens-Bills game tonight, just across the street from us at M&T Bank. It is a blackout. So you guys think I'm pretty you have to wear red to the stadium, right? In Nebraska. So the person who's directing all the wardrobes for this trip is right here. So just this morning, his mom was saying, "Is this okay to wear?" It's like she was asking a couple weeks ago in the house when we were getting ready to go to the Illinois game, and I was giving her a hard time. Like, no, you can't wear this. So we're all wearing black. I am going to be wearing some Ravens gear tonight. I don't have any on right now, but I will be wearing Ravens gear tonight. Not even wearing my Husker hat. We're wearing a Ravens hat, so I'll be ready. But just want to, we've talked about this before, but Ben, living in Lincoln, Nebraska, with all these teams right around us, how did we end up in Baltimore with you as a Ravens fan, but then also an Orioles fan on top of that?
Well, basically, there was a game. There was Fortnite. I played Fortnite, and there's a skin called the Raven. That was my favorite skin for the longest time. And then they released an NFL skin with all the teams on it. And I was just looking through, and I was like, oh, well, everyone asks me at school what my NFL team is, and I can never really say anything. So I was just looking at all the teams, and I was like, I better pick one. And I saw the Ravens, and I was like, yep, that's my team. We just started watching it one day. The first game I remember watching was Chiefs-Ravens. It was in 2019. They lost. That was the first game I remember. And then the Orioles, my friend was like the big MLB guy, big baseball fan, plays baseball. He forced me to download MLB The Show, and the first team that popped up was just the Baltimore Orioles, and I was like, oh, stick with Baltimore. And then they were terrible that year, but then they turned around literally the next year.
Well,
so.
and this wasn't 2019. It was like what, 2021?
Yeah, something like that.
So, and
the Orioles was,
yeah, and we didn't even really watch baseball in our house at all.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I'm a Cardinals fan, and the Cardinals did win the World Series on the day he was born. They beat the Detroit Tigers in the World Series. So that's pretty, but I didn't really care to watch it. And I didn't even know he really liked baseball until like he just knew all these players. And I'm like, how do you even know this stuff? Because we never watched it. And then I believe in 2022, we went down to Kansas City to watch the Orioles and the Royals play. I still had no clue who any of these players were for Baltimore, but now I just know who everybody is. And I don't know anybody on the Cardinals. I can't even tell you one person I can off the top of my head. But so because it's easy to become a Ravens fan. 2019, Lamar's rookie season, right? And I remember
second year.
Okay, it was the second year. I remember we watched the playoff game together. It was Tennessee and Baltimore.
Oh,
the 1 seed.
Yes,
14-2.
Yes, Baltimore was the 1 seed.
Mm-hmm.
Tennessee went in there and beat them. And I remember looking at Ben on the couch, and I'm like, "Welcome to being an NFL fan." Isn't it wonderful?
Yeah.
So
it started off strong with playoff heartbreak. The next year they played the Bills.
Yep. Well, they did win They won in 2020,
yes. And then they lost the next. Yeah, they lost the Bills.
So here we are. We thought, Ben's a senior in high school. So we were trying to figure out, thought it would be cool to go to a game. I've only been to one NFL game ever, and that was the 2006 playoffs between the Bears and the Panthers, which we lost. And I was in like 2 rows from the top of Soldier Field, wind blowing off Soldier Field. I say I had wind burn. It was so cold. It was just miserable. So this game is going to be a little bit more enjoyable. We actually have great seats. We're in row 32, kind of straight up from the goal line. So it's going to be awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's good seats.
So what do you think of the games tonight? What do you think that the Bills are 3-0?
Yeah.
Ravens are 1-2. Could be 3-0 right now. 2 really close losses.
Yes.
What do you think?
Well, like score prediction or what?
Like, how do you think the game's going to go?
I think that the Ravens, they're not a team that's going to get blown out. So the Bills aren't going to have one of those easy games where they blow out the opponent like they did against the Dolphins and the Jags the last 2 weeks. But I do think it's going to be tough for the Ravens to win. They're playing a tough offense. I don't know how our coaching is going to do. That's my biggest concern, is how the coaching is going to hold up against McDermott's squad there. So I don't know. It'll be tough. I think the Ravens can get it done. I think they will, but I don't know. We'll see.
Well, let's hope so.
Yeah.
We're all the way from home for this game, right?
Mm-hmm.
We need them to win.
Yep. Darkness falls. That's the theme of the game. So
yeah, so it's pretty cool.
They're having an LED light show with wristbands they're handing out before the game, and it's gonna be awesome. Cool environment. Yeah, it's gonna be sick.
So now we also got the Orioles that are going to be starting Wednesday, looking like they're going to be playing the Tigers, Harrison, because the Royals had an opportunity to move into the 5th spot. And I don't know if the Royals or Tigers really care who they're playing. Like, yeah, it's like the Royals are either going to go play at Baltimore or at Houston. Like, so at that point, it doesn't really matter. You're going on the road. So like Bobby Witt didn't play yesterday and they lost, but so Tigers are red hot.
Mm-hmm.
They are red hot. One of the hottest teams in baseball. The Royals had been one of the plummeting teams in baseball, where they had lost like 7 consecutive games. Any preference on who you would like? The Royals,
100%. They had 2 series against both of them this year. They just played the Tigers basically in back-to-back series this month, and the Orioles lost both series at home and in Detroit. They beat the Royals in both series. Obviously, it was really early in the season, but I would 100% rather play the Royals. So definitely rooting for them to win and the Tigers to lose tonight.
It'll be tough though, because the Royals they're playing at Atlanta, which Atlanta has not clinched the playoff
They're fighting
spot
for a wild card spot. And
yes.
And then they're playing the Tigers are playing the White Sox, who have clinched the worst record in all of baseball history. So
in the history of baseball.
Yeah.
So we're pretty sure that it's going to be the Tigers. And the Orioles made the playoffs last year and got swept by the Rangers.
They were
3-0.
They were cold and they were on bye. The Rangers got hot playing the Rays in the first round, swept them. They just had all the momentum going into that series. Orioles were slow start. So
and typically, and you know this, Harrison, with sports, most in professional sports, most teams like the Orioles had been bad for. They hadn't been to the postseason since like 2015.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Something like that. Yeah.
So usually when you get all these new players, like I think they had maybe 2 players on their whole roster that
I can name both
had ever even played in a playoff game.
Mm-hmm.
So typically when you have that inexperience, it doesn't go well.
Yeah, it shows up
this time around. You know, but now this year, all those players have been in the postseason. So we're hoping they can win at least one game.
Yeah, and it especially helps having a starting pitcher that has, like, having Corbin Burns start that first game. He's literally been to the playoffs every single year with the Brewers, and he's pitched basically the first game every single year. So he knows the pressure, and the Brewers have made it past the first round. They haven't made it, obviously, all the way, but yeah, it's good to have a starting pitcher that knows the environment well, can have a lot of confidence going into that first game. And he was just named the game 1 starter just yesterday. So,
yep. And I know there's a lot of Royals fans in Lincoln. And you know what? Honestly, we will cheer for the Royals as well. Like we'll cheer for them to beat Houston. We'll cheer for them to beat. If they were to win that series, they would be playing the Guardians. I know Mike Schaefer doesn't want to hear that, but you know, it is kind of interesting that the Royals, Guardians, and Orioles they're like 3 of the top 6 lowest payrolls in baseball.
And the Tigers too.
And the Tigers. Mm-hmm. Yep. And then you got the big bad Yankees up there
Yankees and Dodgers is always the biggest market, spend the most money, got the best players.
Houston.
Yep. Yeah. And they're all right there. So no, we'll cheer for the Royals. We were hoping that we could see a Kansas City, Baltimore series where we could go to a game in Kansas City. But in order for that to happen, that's going to have to be in the American League Championship Series. So if they both get there, we will try to get a game in Kansas City if we can make it work. So we're gone a lot. But
not a Chiefs fan, but Arrowhead's always awesome to go to. You can't deny it.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd like to go to a game at Arrowhead for the opposing fan. I don't know.
If they're playing at Arrowhead in the playoffs.
Yeah, it might be a little too cold too. I'd kind of just rather stay home.
Yeah.
And you know the Chiefs are going to win. So why spend and waste our money and time going down there when you already know the outcome's predetermined?
Just got to watch it on TV.
Now, before we go to the game today, we're going to be watching the Bears and Rams. Harrison, I know. Now Caleb Williams actually threw for 340 yards last week, which is
he's not the problem. I'll say
so,
we got to go to break here, Jeff. So I'll let you take us out of here.
All right, we'll be right back to finish up our conversation here on 93.7 The Ticket, Fitness Fanatics.
Are you looking to get into the electrical construction industry or wanting a new scene? The electrical workers of Local Union 265 are now hiring licensed journeymen and apprentices and are offering great pay and benefits. Call Mike at 402-875-1034 to apply. Start your electrical career today.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up.
Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
Tailored Life is your headquarters for all things fall in Bennett. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home, both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of potted trees, mums, and more. Plus, porch pots and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
Hey guys, it's your girl Jordan from Sartor Heyman Jewelers. Gentlemen, it's time to elevate your style with something from our men's jewelry and watch collection. Why not treat yourself to the ultimate in luxury? We've got an incredible selection of pre-owned Rolex watches, even those hard-to-find models you've been dreaming of. Whether you're stepping up your game day look or adding a touch of class to everyday wear, our top-tier collection is sure to impress. Stop by Sartor Heyman and discover the perfect piece to reflect your unique style. Until next time, happy shopping, guys.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started. Are you or someone you love struggling with substance use? The Bridge Behavioral Health in Lincoln offers outpatient therapy for those 19 and over. The Bridge is conveniently located in the South Haymarket and near city bus lines. With payment options through insurance and a sliding fee scale, services are available for any adult 19 and over seeking help. Call 402-477-3951 to learn more or schedule your appointment today. The Bridge Behavioral Health is a local substance use treatment facility offering hope and a solid foundation for recovery through substance use treatment and behavioral health interventions.
Are you looking for affordable drinks and a great atmosphere this football season? Highball Bar has you covered. Whether it's pregame tailgating, postgame festivities, or in-game celebrations, Highball Bar is the place to be. With $4 beers, $4 mixed drinks, and more during their 4 to 8 p.m. daily happy hour, Highball Bar will quickly become your go-to place to sit back, unwind, and be your team's #1 fan. Highball Bar, located in downtown Lincoln, just 3 blocks from Memorial Stadium at 122 North 11th Street.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Whether you like fishing together or fishing to get away, for the thrill of reeling in a big one, or just going out to have a good time, on the banks of your local pond, at a bend in a river, or on one of our many lakes and reservoirs, you'll always find the perfect place to cast a line, here, beneath Nebraska skies. Start planning your next fishing adventure today at letsfishnebraska.com. Sponsored by Nebraska Game and Parks, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
With a wide variety of menu options, including the best prime and Wagyu steaks in Lincoln, if you haven't been to Tavern 180, you're missing out. Try any of their steak options paired with one of their well-known martinis, and this will soon become your favorite date night spot. Call your friends for a casual get-together where steak, shrimp, chicken, and tasty cocktails await your arrival. Tavern 180, located next door to Tanner's at 30th and Yankee Hill.
Old School with DP and J.
On your scale of 1 to 7, because the Husker in you, the player in you, and then the football analyst, where were you?
That's a good question. I probably was 7 would be, we're back. I'd probably say I look at all of it, probably 4.5, 5. I have a lot of good teach tape, and I can keep the pedal to the metal.
On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com. Now back to Fitness Fanatics on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're back on. All right, welcome back in. Final segment. I just kind of had a moment of panic. I looked at my phone and said 11:53, and I was like, oh, I better make sure my fantasy lineup's in because these games start in 7 minutes. But it's an hour and 7 minutes. So yeah. I'm still, my mind just So the one thing that we were just kind of talking about this, you see every week, Harrison, of fights in NFL stadiums. Like, one thing I just do not want to see is a fight happening right in front of me or around me or behind me or, God forbid, with me involved in it.
You'll be good. Just wear the Baltimore's gear and make sure you don't wear anything crazy. And if something does happen, you'll be in the right gear and have the fan base around you to protect you.
If something happens, should I get my phone out and record this? Record the fight tonight. If there's a fight breaks out.
I will.
Oh, Ben will record
if
it.
There's a fight near us. I'll record. If you're in a fight, I'll record it.
Yeah, please do, Ben.
I think
I will.
I think the only stadium I could see myself like getting into an altercation is going to an Iowa game.
Or in Memorial Stadium with Iowa fans. There.
No, because
So?
I just think it'd be too overwhelming of Iowa fans. I'd be around that I just could physically not handle.
Colorado was the only one where it could have happened, and it was fine. The Colorado fans I actually ran into were actually pretty nice. I was pleasantly surprised.
There were some fights when we went to Boulder last. 2 years ago. Oh yeah,
there were some fights I think at Memorial Stadium too. I think maybe some shoving. I don't know how serious they got, but my interaction that was good. I was all right.
That's one of my fears is just like being around an altercation. Like I don't like conflict. I don't like dealing with conflict. So like seeing that in front of me, because every week there's videos of people getting it, punching people.
They're never Ravens fans though. They're always Vikings and Raiders. It's never the Ravens.
Raiders, Raiders games and Rams games and
occasionally
like
Dolphins get frisky too, which always surprises me. Like
who, the Dolphins?
Yeah, you'll see some Dolphins fans throwing.
Well, it's because they're the high market cities with the rich people that don't like. They just go to games for fun. They're not actual like football fans. And
like LA and Vegas.
LA, Vegas, Miami. People in Baltimore go to games because they love football. That's why. They're not going to get in a fight. They're there to watch the game.
But we had some guy at a shop the other day, Friday, say, well, you guys might want to wear headphones because it gets loud. And we're just like, we go to games in Nebraska, right? We were at the 400th sellout Memorial Stadium in Colorado. Loud. We're ready for it. We don't need earplugs, right? We're ready to scream and have fun. And hopefully it's going to be a great game. I don't know how Nicole and I are going to stay up till midnight, but I mean, we're just going to have to because the game doesn't start till 8:20. We're usually in bed at that time on a Sunday night. So, all right.
And you're an hour ahead. So it's going to really, really feel like it's late. It's going to, midnight's going to feel like 1 a.m.
The best thing is we're able to just walk back to our Airbnb. Like that's why we paid a little bit more, but don't have to mess with parking, traffic. I mean, we just head out and head back to the house, which will be really, really nice after the game. But
that stuff racks up, especially if you got to get an Uber after the game. After an NFL, I mean, you're looking at $100+ easy.
Yeah. Yep. But we'll have fun. But that's going to do it for us here on this week's episode. Nicole and I will be back in studio next Sunday. We do have a guest, so it won't just be the two of us again. So appreciate everybody hanging out, all the texters. Appreciate you listening. Going to jump off here and get ready for the Bears and then ready for the game tonight. So we'll see you back here next Sunday. Have a great weekend. 93.7 The Ticket, the Fitness Fanatics.